Former One Direction star Liam Payne is finally going to be laid to rest this week in his hometown of Wolverhampton. The 31-year-old died just over a month ago from head injuries after falling from a third-floor balcony from a hotel in Buenos Aires, Argentina. One person who is not invited to the funeral is Liam's close friend, confidant, and sometimes maybe manager, Roger Norris. Hi guys, welcome to Bed Crime Stories podcast and YouTube channel. I'm T, your host. Please like, share, subscribe. Norris, a millionaire businessman, visited Liam 3 times at the Casa Sur Palermo Hotel on the day Liam fell. Norris has said that he left Liam 40 minutes before the fall, and at that time Liam was surrounded by around 15 people and he was chatting and he seemed fine. Payne's family has said that they felt the funeral would be strained if Norris attended, and they said he's never been popular with the wider circle of Liam's friends and family. One person who reportedly isn't fond of Roger Norris is Liam's girlfriend, Kate Cassidy. Now, we know that the authorities have charged 3 people. One is a waiter, and one is a hotel worker, and the other person is said to be a friend who the Argentinian authorities are accusing of, quote, abandoning a person followed by death, end quote. Yeah, the Argentinians have a law about this, and you're not supposed to apparently abandon your friends when they're in a state that could lead to their death. And I think that's a really good law, because think about Riley Strain. Remember him? He was the young guy who left a bar in Nashville highly intoxicated, turned the wrong way, and stumbled his way to the river where he apparently fell in. Some people think there was foul play involved. The end result was that he drowned in the river and died. Had his fraternity brothers followed him out and taken him back to the hotel, we might not know the name Riley Strain today, and he might still be alive. Same thing with Jay Slater. Maybe Jay wouldn't have gone into that park and fallen down a cliff, although, again, in that case, some people believe there was foul play involved. Either way, he could have used the protection of his friends. As for Liam Payne, the friend that the authorities are accusing of abandoning him is also being accused of being complicit in the supply of drugs, crimes that are punishable by a prison sentence in Argentina, up to 15 years in prison. Although the authorities have not identified this friend, their description seems to indicate it was Roger Norris who accompanied Payne in the days before he died. A source reportedly told the Sun newspaper there is a difference in the narrative. Roger would say he stepped back from working with Liam. Others would say he was pushed, as in pushed out. So the tea is that Liam and Roger had a bit of a falling out over Roger managing Liam. Liam had apparently recently signed up with a talent agency, and this reportedly led to the fight. So now I'm wondering if Roger was the friend that a hotel guest said he heard arguing with Liam in Liam's hotel room prior to the fall. Roger has said he was at that hotel 3 times, and I think inquiring minds want to know, why were you there so many times that day? And why did you leave Liam when he was clearly upset? People in the lobby saw him smash his laptop on the floor. One guest heard him say that he's effed up because he was in a boy band. And Norris was well aware of Liam's addiction issues. He's said that he sent a letter to Liam's father in August expressing concern that Liam had sort of fallen off the wagon, so to speak. According to Page 6, who obtained a letter that Norris wrote to Liam's father and his management team in August, Norris expressed his worries after Liam had only been clean for 4 months. He wrote, quote, Liam stayed at my friend's ranch down in Palm Beach, and since the first day he arrived, he was monitored and treated by professional doctors who specialize in addiction. He stayed fully clean without access to any hard drugs. YouTube doesn't like that word. During his whole stay, the plan was for him to work on the preparation for a music tour and stay healthy and busy with work, a plan he successfully followed during his whole stay in the U.S. I'm really concerned for his well-being while he is out there, and I hope you can bring professional doctors to check on his health regularly as soon as possible, as I did while he was out in the U.S. I'm going to stay fully out of the picture and disconnected from now on, and I wish you all the best with Liam's health and career. So I'm assuming that it was after Liam went with the talent agency and after Roger Norris was pushed out that he wrote this letter. To me, this sounds like a last-ditch attempt not to be pushed out. But knowing what Roger says he knew about Liam's fragile health and need to be surrounded by doctors makes it all the more surprising that he would leave Liam in that state at that hotel, surrounded by strangers. The talent agency that Liam signed up with was Los Angeles-based talent agency CAA. That would be the Creative Artists Agency. It's one of the largest talent agencies in the world. It's very prestigious. So that would have been a boon for his career, something good, something to look forward to. But I'm confused because they've said that the record label dropped Liam. It's also been reported that his talent agent dropped him. So who was that? Are they talking about Roger Norris, or were they referring to CAA? A boy band manager named Daniel Glatman, who worked with the band Blue, has revealed that if he could start his career over today, he would make one major change, and that would be employing a 24/7 therapist. He explained that the priority had once been hiring a fitness instructor to keep his protégés in tip-top shape. However, he now believes that the focus should have been on mental health. He said, back then, we had a fitness instructor who traveled with us, but it was a waste of money because the boys wouldn't do it. He called him Water Boy because all he ended up doing was taking water onto the stage. If I knew then what I know now, I'd have replaced him with a 24/7 therapist. 20 years ago, nobody did that. Glatman talked about things like loneliness, long working hours, constant travel, and losing independence because of the fans' extreme reactions to their fame. Glatman went on to say, if I was managing a young band today, I would be all over their mental health. He added that if anything bad happens to someone who has fame on that scale, that One Direction singer Liam had, it is massively amplified as a result of that fame. In light of all the stuff with P. Diddy or Sean Diddy Combs and the rumors about people like Justin Bieber, it sounds like they definitely needed a therapist with them and maybe an adult figure to watch over them. In the case of One Direction and Justin Bieber, the parents weren't all that savvy to the ways of the music industry and the dangers of the artists offering to mentor their kids. And it sounds like they might have been afraid to make any waves because they were fearful that a record deal would fall through if they did. Speaking of Diddy, I heard Liam Payne say in an interview that at some awards show or some gathering, he saw Leonardo DiCaprio, Jay-Z, and P. Diddy sitting at a table or standing somewhere. He wanted to go over and say hello. And when he did, they all just stared blankly. They did not react. They were not friendly, and it was sort of like they could have cared less about Liam Payne. But maybe they were planning their next freak off. Allegedly, I'm kidding, that's a joke. The bottom line for this story with Liam Payne is, to me, this so-called friend Roger Norris is perhaps the most guilty of the bunch because he knew Liam well. He wasn't a waiter that had just met him. He wasn't some worker in the hotel. He should have had his best interests in mind. So why in the hell did he leave him alone in that state, vulnerable to predators who were probably after his Rolex, his money, anything they could get their hands on? And maybe the reason Norris left is because he did have an argument with Liam in that hotel room. And maybe Norris was like, fine, you don't want me to be your manager? The heck with you. Just do what you want to do. I'm out of here. Heck, maybe Norris grabbed the Rolex on his way out of that room. Allegedly. This is me speculating. We keep hearing that he was a millionaire, an Argentinian businessman, but what were his finances like? Was he having financial trouble? I mean, why was he managing Liam if they're just friends? To me, he's the shadiest of the bunch. Or perhaps right up there with that waiter. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time on Bed Crime Stories. Like, share, subscribe.